Ever feel like there's some kind of hidden power you could just tap into? Something that could completely transform your life? Well, according to Joseph Murphy's classic book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, that force is not only real, it's powerful, and it's already inside of you. So let's get right into this explainer. Right off the bat, the book makes this huge promise. It says there's a master secret of the ages, a single key, really, that can unlock, well, pretty much everything. Health, happiness, success, the whole deal.
So what is this grand secret? What could possibly be that powerful? I mean, you've got to wonder what it could be, right?
Well, let me tell you what it's not. It's not some crazy scientific breakthrough or some complex technology.
And nope, it's not about conquering outer space. The answer, it turns out, is much, much closer to home. In fact, it's the closest thing to you imaginable. And there it is. The secret isn't out there. It's in here. It's this incredible, almost miracle-working power that's just sitting there in your own subconscious mind, the one place most of us never even think to look. Okay, so how do we actually use this power? To really get a handle on it, we first have to understand the book's central analogy. Think of your mind not as one single thing, but as two parts working together, kind of like a captain and a ship. So here's how it breaks down. You've got your conscious mind, that's the captain on the bridge. It's the part of you that thinks, reasons, makes choices, and gives all the orders. And then you have your subconscious mind. Think of that as the crew down in the engine room. They don't ask questions, they don't argue, they just obey the captain's orders and make the ship go. And this quote really gets to the core of it. The crew in the engine room, your subconscious, will follow any order you give it. Good, bad, helpful, harmful, it doesn't matter. They'll steer the ship right onto the rocks if that's the command they get. This means the quality of your entire life depends on the quality of the commands your conscious mind is sending down to that engine room.
So if the conscious mind is giving the orders, what's the actual mechanism here? How does an order get accepted and carried out? Well, it's all governed by one simple but profound principle.
It's called the law of belief. And what it means is this. Your subconscious doesn't care if something is objectively true or false. It only cares about what your conscious mind accepts and truly feels is true. The conviction, the belief itself, is the trigger that kicks that creative power into gear.
This idea explains perfectly why suggestion works on some people, but not on others. It has nothing to do with the suggestion itself, but everything to do with whether it finds fertile ground in the beliefs you already hold. The book has this great example.
So picture a nervous passenger on a boat, one who's already worried about getting sick. If you go up to him and say, "Hey, you're looking a little pale," your suggestion just confirms his inner fear. His subconscious accepts it as a command, and sure enough, he starts to feel ill.
But now, try that exact same suggestion on a seasoned sailor. What's he going to do? He'll probably just laugh at you. Why? Because his conscious mind, his captain, immediately rejects the idea. It contradicts his deeply held belief that he's immune to seasickness. The suggestion has zero power because it gets rejected right at the door.
All right, so the lesson here is crystal clear. We need to get our conscious mind to accept our desires as truth so the subconscious can get busy making them happen. But how do you actually do that, especially when you're full of doubt? Well, the great thing about this book is that it's not just theory. It's loaded with practical techniques. One of the most powerful techniques is called the mental movie method. Here's how it works. First, you get into that sleepy, drowsy state right before you fall asleep. That's when your conscious mind's guard is down. Second, you create a short, vivid mental movie of your desired outcome. Not the struggle, just the happy ending. Third, and this is absolutely crucial, you have to feel the reality of it. Feel the joy, the relief, the satisfaction as if it's already real. And fourth, you repeat this every single night, embedding that image deeper and deeper into your subconscious.
And that's just one tool in the toolbox. The book is full of others. You've got affirmations, just repeating statements like, "I am successful," until you start to feel their truth. There's the thank you technique, which is super clever. You give thanks for your goal before it arrives, generating that powerful feeling of acceptance. And then there's autosuggestion, which is your direct line to combat fear. Just like the singer who beat stage fright by repeating "I sing beautifully," you can flood your mind with the opposite of your fear until it becomes the new command.
When you put all these techniques together, they all point to one really profound conclusion about the nature of our lives.
This is such a powerful, actionable rule you can start using right now. The moment you catch yourself thinking or saying, I can't afford that, or I'm going to fail, just stop. Reverse it on the spot. By refusing to even finish the negative thought, you're refusing to give a negative order to your subconscious.
At the end of the day, it really boils down to this. Every thought you have is a cause, and every condition in your life is simply the effect. The power is completely in your hands. You are the captain of the ship. You are the master of your fate, because and only because you are the master of your thoughts.
So that leaves us with one final, very important question. Knowing that your thoughts are literally the blueprints, building your destiny, moment by moment, what are you building?